All supermarkets will sell what they can sell. It's absolutely supply and demand.
1, 2, 3, 4. Kick cruel cages out the door. 5, 6, 7, 8. Like the Aussies, come on, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't use cages anymore. 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, countdown, name the date.
You know, we came back to the country because we are from the country. We wanted our animals. I don't eat meat now, but I did used to eat meat, and I didn't want any animal that I was going to eat to have to go on a truck, to be cattle prodded, to be treated what I deemed at that time inhumane. So, you know, we're living in a place where we know that we know what they've eaten, we know how they've been treated. They've been treated well. So, you know, we're conscious of all of those life factors, and then just you have that realization that in fact you're not doing enough, because that affects that one cow or that one chicken. You know, what about all the other chickens? What about all the other cows and steers and, you know, goats, sheep? You know, what about all the other animals? What are you doing towards that? Nothing. And so that was my epiphany, really. In June 2014, we set about on a campaign to prevent a factory farm from going in next door, and so BCLC, or Ban Chicken Lay Cages, was created from that as a platform to really build awareness around what's happening, not only just on our neighbouring property, but nationally. You know, where are we going with animal welfare, generally speaking? People should care where their eggs come from, because generally speaking, I think the awareness around where your food comes from is growing. And so people need to know that what they're putting in their bodies, but in addition to that, they also need to know what the cost of that is to an animal that lays an egg for them to go on their breakfast table. I mean, they just get an egg and it's on their breakfast table and that's all they're thinking about. But thinking beyond that, you know, if we knew that that animal was in a cage for 24/7 for 18 months before it was culled, crammed against other hens and against wire, would they still want that egg?
They're like your children.
They are. Oh, look, they live relatively interrupted. They don't ordinarily come into the house, and you know, they don't hold them in my lap or anything like that. The aim really is just to give them a safe haven to live in until they naturally pass away. So, you know, I don't really consider them even as pets. It's just giving them an environment that they can live in uninterrupted, as they should do. So as you can see, hens value their privacy. That's Scylla. She's always singing. You know, there's a space there big enough for maybe 4 hens, but they don't even choose to sit together when they have the available private space. They choose that as opposed
to be alone.
That's right. So, and then when they're finished, they come out.
Got a good turnout.
Yeah, I think it's been a fabulous turnout. A whole lot of familiar faces to me and a whole lot of brand new faces, and that's always exciting when you see brand new faces, because you know that the movement is growing. So that's fabulous. And we've had a constant stream of toots of support and thumbs up from the local community, people obviously driving past. So I think today's been really positive. And I think it's a sign that Kiwis are opposed to cage cruelty and factory farming, and we want, as a country, to see our nation move away from that.
I think for a significant change to happen in New Zealand around the welfare of a hen, several things need to happen. One is, of course, the law. So the welfare code needs to be 100% revised, and colony cages need to be removed. So that comes as part of the NAWAC committee. But also people need to lobby for that to happen. Another part is the consumer. The consumer needs to be aware what's actually happening in these factory farms, and then making a choice at the end of the day. We all have free will and we make the choices, but there's no point in complaining about the hens in cages when you're buying caged eggs. You must make the right choice at the counter. And of course the suppliers, they like Countdown, they could also choose to take a change. I mean, in New Zealand we've seen companies like McDonald's most recently also ban the use of caged eggs. So, you know, it's going that way, but now it just needs to happen 100%.